ranking people in school part 1. First off, we have the class clown. They just, like, they spend their whole day just trying to make people laugh. And, you know, I gotta respect that. So I'm gonna say S tier, because they're usually pretty funny. And, you know, they sacrifice all their grades and their future just to make people laugh a little, you know? And that's pretty good. And now we got the nerd. And the bad thing about the nerd is they don't help you with anything. They know all the answers, but they won't tell you. They won't even, like, tell you how to do anything either. They're just like, you should have been paying attention. It's like, come on, man. I was paying attention, but I forgot. Or I just wasn't paying attention and didn't care. But, you know. Yeah. So anyways, this guy is just mad annoying, too. They're always just, like, in the corner, like, actually, that is not the case in this scenario. It's like, what are you talking about, man? I'm gonna say D tier. Or actually, there's worse. I'm gonna say C tier. Still pretty bad, though. Now we got the loud kid. You know, the loud kid is pretty funny. Some things they say are funny, but also some things that they, like, other people say about them are funny. Like, you know, when a teacher just, like, screams at the loud kid. You know, that's pretty funny. I'm gonna say A tier. Because, like, I don't know. Something about just, like, them interrupting everything. Just, like, screaming is just funny. Now we have the fat kid. Bro, the fat kid is always just, like, a weirdo. I can't explain it. You know, either they're a weirdo or they're just, like, a normal guy. And if they're a normal guy, then, you know, I'd say B, because it's just, like, a generic guy. But the ones I'm talking about, like C, they're just weird. Now we got the school shooter. And, I think I want to put him in S tier, you know. No, I'm just kidding. D tier, obviously. I don't even explain. They just, like, you know, shoot people. And then, yeah. Now we got the homeschooled kid. It wouldn't be fair to put him anywhere other than B. Because, you know, they basically don't exist. I mean, what do they even do all day? Right? It's just, weird. So, now the gay kid. Bro, the gay kid. The gay kid is either a normal guy or they, like, dress up, like, in all crazy clothes. They, like, paint their nails or whatever. Like, you don't need to make everyone know that you're gay. It's like, I don't really care if you're gay or not. Like, it's not, like, you know what I mean? And then they always do, like, once they turn gay or whatever, I don't know, when they're, like, 12 or something, they just, like, make a voice. It's like, I know you don't sound like that. And then there are just normal gay people, you know, like I said, which would be, like, B, just, like, a generic guy, but some of the gay people, bro, like, what are you doing, man? I don't care if you're gay. It doesn't matter to me. So I guess C for those people. Now, like, the girl who just thinks she's, like, the center of attention, and, like, I don't know, she's just kind of annoying. I guess C, too. Now we got the generic guy, and this guy, he's not exactly an NPC or, like, a background character. He's just, like, he has some friends, but, like, he doesn't really talk to that many people. He kind of just, you know, goes to school and goes back. I don't know, maybe plays some game or whatever. And then, like, that's pretty much it. Yeah. So, I guess B, just, like, a generic guy. And now we have the pedophile teacher. Bro, the pedophile teacher is actually crazy because they're always, like, talking to the girls, bro. And they, like, favor them, too. They're always, like, looking at them. It's just weird, man. Put him in D tier. Now we have the quiet kid. Now, this kid's different than the school shooter. See, they're like the gay people and the fat people, bro. There's two kinds of them, right? One of them is just, like, a normal guy. They just, like, don't really talk. They just kind of sit there. Which would be B tier, except some of them, like, talk about how they're gonna become some kind of school shooter or, like, whatever, and they're gonna, like, kidnap someone. Like, bro, no, you're not. What are you talking about? It's just weird. Alright, so C tier for them. Excuse me. Anyways, now we have the NPC, the actual NPC. the most NPC person, more NPC than even the generic guy. They're just like an absolute background character. And I guess it wouldn't be fair to put them in anywhere other than B, because they don't really contribute anything. Like, they don't even, I don't know. You always just see them in the background. I don't know, like, doing their homework or something. I don't know. So first off, we got the generic girl, and she's not exactly an NPC. Like I said this in my first video, the generic guy, he's like the bare minimum of not being like a bot, or a background character. He has some friends, but they don't really do anything. So I guess B tier, just like a generic girl. Now we have the really cringy kid who just tries to be funny. Like, man, you are not funny. Come on, man. Like, he'll say stuff that hasn't been relevant for like 4 years. And it's just like, it's kind of sad to see someone just try to be funny and they're just not funny at all. I guess C tier, because it's kind of annoying. Now we have the really rich kid. The rich kid, like, they always say, like, well, this Christmas break, I went to Japan. It's like, cool. That's crazy. I did not need to know that. They're like, I got $10,000 for my birthday. Like, they're like, oh, I got a motorcycle for my birthday. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, why would I care? You know what I mean? I don't care. D tier, because they're just, like, mad annoying. Now we have the furry kid. This kid, bro. The furry kid, how is that stuff even comfortable, man? You gotta wear dog ears, like a dog tail, like, sometimes they even wear, like, a full, like, mask. And then they, like, when people like, question them, they're like, hey, do you have a problem with me? It's like, no. I think you have a problem with yourself. You know what I mean? C tier. Because I guess, like, if they mind their own business, it's fine. I don't care. You'd be a furry. Doesn't affect me. As long as it doesn't affect me, like, you just be a weirdo on your own. But other than that, like, I don't know. Now we have the strict teacher. The strict teacher, bro, just let us have a break, you know what I mean? There's always so many rules in his class, you know what I mean? And then they always don't give anyone a break, Like, they get mad at people, and then they just, like, they always act like they're the best teacher, too. That's, like, the worst part. They're like, I barely assign you guys any work compared to any of the other teachers. It's like, what are you talking about? So, D tier, because they kind of just ruin school for, like, an hour. And then the anime kid. Bro, the anime kid is just, like, sometimes they just, like, watch anime, but most of the time they make it their whole personality. They do a bunch of weird, like, anime stuff. It's like, I don't care if you watch anime, Like, anime's not bad, but it's like the people who make it their whole personality. It's just cringe and weird. So C tier. Now there's the kid who just doesn't know anything at all. Like, this kid always has people, like, explaining stuff, always asking questions. Like, didn't you listen, like, 30 seconds ago? For the past 10 minutes, like, when the teacher was explaining what you need to do. But it's kind of funny sometimes. But it's also kind of annoying when you need to, like, explain to them everything. But I'm going to put them in A tier. Now we have the kid who's always sick. Like, just like, absent in general, like, all the time. And I guess B tier, because they don't really do anything. They're just absent all the time. They say it's because they're sick. It's like, what are you really doing? There's no way you're sick. Like, once a week. So now we have the menace. They're always throwing things across the class. They're always, like, stealing things. And it's funny when it's not happening to you. But when it's happening to you, it's, like, just annoying. You know what I mean? And, I guess, B tier. Or actually, no, A tier. Because usually, most of the time, it's not, like, they're not doing anything to you. So, it's kind of funny. But the small chance that they, like, stole your stuff or whatever, it's just so annoying. But now we have the guy who just thinks he's better than everyone else. Like, you're not better than everyone else, man. You just have no life, you know? So, I guess D tier. They're just annoying. Now we have the kid who's always asleep. And the teacher always has to, like, constantly wake them up. It's like, how are you that tired? How do you even sleep in that uncomfortable desk, too? I'm gonna say B tier, because it's kind of funny to watch them just, like the teachers wake them up, and they're just like, huh? What? Like, they just have no idea what's happening. Okay, so now it's the last one, and it's the kid who's just, like, good. But, like, excessively good. Like, they never like, break any rule. They never, like, they do everything perfectly. And then they also always think that they're better than everyone else. And then they're always just, also just, like, a teacher's pet, too. And then that's just annoying. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say C tier. First off, we have pinto beans. Pinto beans are okay. And, like, their taste, when you think of beans, you don't even think of pinto beans, I'm not gonna lie. They're just, like, there, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna say B. They're just, like, a generic tasting bean. Next we have green beans. Green beans, they're either in the mixed vegetable things, or just, like, on their own, plain. But either way, those are the only two times I see green beans. They're okay, but they're also gonna go in B tier. Now we have kidney beans. They are pretty good, but they have a little funky taste after them. They taste a lot like black beans, but they're not as good. So I'm going to say A. Baked beans are D tier. If you like baked beans, I mean, you're British. Come on now. And British people, no offense, but you guys like a lot of weird things. I mean, I know us Americans do, too. But, like, you guys also, you eat a lot of weird things. Now we have black beans. Kind of spoiled it with the kidney beans, saying they're a little bit worse than black beans, but, you know, obviously these are a clear S tier. The best beans. They're just good, you know, they taste good, they have a good texture, no weird aftertaste. Now we have lima beans. Lima beans were always, like, not now, but they used to always be in mixed vegetable things. I don't know if my parents used to get a different brand or something when I was littler. Yeah, but I would always, like, give the lima beans away to my little brother, because, I hated them. They're like peas, but, like, drier, you know what I mean? Like, powderier. But, yeah, not as bad as baked beans, so C. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do a little switch. They're worse than baked beans, because baked beans are trash, but lima beans are more trash. Jelly beans, they're right here. For a candy, I mean, I know they're obviously not beans, but they're called beans. They're shaped like beans. They're basically beans in my eyes. Yeah, they're like Skittles, but a little bit, different, I guess. First off, we have India, a pretty good food. Pretty good food, not gonna lie. India belongs in S tier. Just the perfect combination of seasonings and sauces and, I don't know. Yeah, seasonings and sauces. I mean, that's all. That's really what makes food good in the first place, and I guess texture. But yeah, they have good texture, good seasonings, good sauces. Pretty much just everything's good, and it's not like very unhealthy too. It's like pretty decently healthy. So it's definitely S tier. Now France. French is just like bread when I think about it. Like when you think of French food, you think of like a baguette, like a croissant, maybe like I don't know, toast with jelly on it or something. I mean, bread is good, don't get me wrong, but that's like all they have. Now North Korea. Does this belong anywhere other than D tier? I mean, they don't even eat anything there. They're all just starving. Now Italy. It's between S and A, because it's definitely the classic. Like, when you think of a good country, a good food, like a good country with food or whatever, you think of Italy. But it's not the best. It's really good, though. I'm gonna say A. Sorry it's not an S tier, but, I mean, it's not as good as Indian food. Now, China. It's pretty decent. It's like, very different than Japan, even though they're, like, right next to each other. But I guess Japan is an island, so it makes sense. Now British people. Definitely better than North Korean people, because, North Korean food is just nothing, and I'd rather eat British food than nothing. So, C tier. Because, fish and chips are okay. Basically, it's just tenders and fries, but with fish. It's like the most generic white person food ever. But, I'm not gonna lie. It is pretty good. Now, Greece. Greece? Greek food, if you haven't tried it, you have to. Like, that's how good it is, because you can't live life without having Greek food. It's just so good. And it's like India, it's not even unhealthy. It's actually probably more healthy than Indian food. They just managed to make it taste so good. I don't even know how. Now the United States. Well, none of the food here really is our food that we made, except for, like, deep fried butter. But other than that, like, the American versions of foods that we have here, like, pizza here is different than pizza in Italy. But honestly, a lot of the food here is really good. It's between B and A, though. But yeah, some of the food here isn't that good, but some is really good. But I guess that goes for every country, though. I'm gonna say A. Sorry, but it's true. Like, a lot of the food here is just really good, even though we never invented it, really. Now, South Korea. I mean, you can't lie, it's just the Asian version of the United States. Like, the food there is just, if you combine Japanese food with, American food, which is pretty good, because Japanese food's pretty good, too, and, American food's good, so if you combine the two, it's pretty good. Now we have Japan. Is also A tier. I mean, who knew raw fish would be that good? Now, Germany. Germany's food is just mid. Like, all I could think of, is just processed meats. That's the only German food I could think of. I mean, I know there's a lot more German food, but, oh wait, no! Now that I think about it, they made the hamburger. But, I'm still gonna say B. Even though hamburgers are pretty good, but cheeseburgers are better. Now Mexico for last. I'm gonna say A. I mean, pretty much all the food there's good. Feel like I could promote Japan to S tier, though. And same with Italy, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, those are the 4 S tiers. First off, we got a cucumber. Right, cucumbers are actually good. Honestly, not S tier, there is better. But, no matter what form they're in, they're always good. Pickles, just raw, like, they're just good. Except for their evil twin, zucchinis. I hate zucchinis. Like, something about them is just disgusting. The texture, the taste, just everything about them. No matter what you do, they cannot taste good. It's just, they just suck. I don't even know why. Now we have corn, and corn is, like, honestly an S tier. You make cornbread, just normal old, like, corn with butter, popcorn, all that stuff's pretty good, So corn belongs in S tier. Now we have peas. Peas are just like that vegetable, like, that you just have, You're not, like, sad about it, but you're not happy about it. They're just there. I want to say B tier. They're just like a generic vegetable. Now we have olives. And, I used to like olives way more, I'm not gonna lie. They're okay. I think they belong in B with the peas. Now we got beets. I hate beets. I can't explain it. They just taste like dirt. Like, I don't know. And then they stain stuff, too. And you ever have canned beets? Those are also, like, those are terrible. If anyone likes beets, I just don't understand. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say D tier. Now we got the potato. Potatoes are amazing, man. They belong in S tier. Matter of fact, they're better than corn, right? Potatoes, you can make French fries, you can make mashed potatoes, you make pretty much anything with the potatoes, and no matter what you do, it'll be good because they're just good like that, you know. And just like the cucumbers, they have an evil twin: sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes obviously are better than zucchinis, but they're not that good. You know what I mean? I don't know why people like them. They're just like, you ever have sweet potato French fries, mashed sweet potato? It's just like mashed potato or just French fries, just like worse. You know what I mean? I want to say C tier because they're just. Ugh. I can't even explain why. Now we have rice, bro. Rice. I mean, technically, I know what you're gonna say. It's not a vegetable. Like, it's basically a vegetable if you think about it. It's just as much of a vegetable as corn is, and rice is honestly pretty good, but it's not as good as corn, I guess. But I'm gonna say A tier because rice is just really good pretty much all the time. You can't really mess up rice. It's like the easiest thing. Now jalapenos. And jalapenos, just plain old jalapenos, they aren't really good. You know, they just taste like a spicy pepper. But if you put them on pizza, it's so good. And pickled jalapenos, they're actually really good, man. If for some reason you never had a pickled jalapeno, you gotta try it. They're just, I don't know, they're just good. Pretty much any pickled vegetable is good, I guess. I'm gonna say A. Now we have black beans. Come on, S tier, man. Black beans are the best kind of beans. They just taste better. They're like the perfect size, the perfect texture. Everything about them is good. Now we have mushrooms. And this is the same with the corn and the rice. Technically, it's not a vegetable. Technically, it's not even a plant at all. But, I don't care. It's basically a vegetable. Just like how a tomato is basically a vegetable. Like, you know what I mean? Mushrooms, are A tier. Yeah, a lot of the ones in this list are A tier. I guess this one is a lot of good vegetables, but we're starting off with tomato, and tomatoes, I mean, if you cook them, they're alright, but if they're raw, maybe if you put some salt, put them on a burger, actually, that'd be pretty good, but just plain old raw is not good. But I'm gonna say, honestly, A tier, because there's a lot of things you could do with them. Put them on a burger, tomato sauce, anyways, moving on. Cherry tomatoes. Yeah, these are not good. I'm not even gonna lie to myself right now. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if you say you like them, you're just lying. Or if you're not lying, then, you're just a weirdo. You know what I mean? Like, sorry if I just, called you a weirdo, but honestly, I don't really care. Actually, you know what? I'm not sorry. If you like cherry tomatoes, you're weird. Now we have cabbage. Cabbage. Come on, man. Cabbage is not good, man. It's not good at all. It's worse than cherry tomatoes, but I wouldn't put them in D tier, since there's worse. Like Brussels sprouts. Bro. Brussels sprouts. It's a mini cabbage. It's all the disgustingness of a cabbage put into one bite. And then usually you have, like, I don't know, 5 of them. 5 or more. 5 to 8. Something like that. And they're just not good. No matter what you do with them, they're just not good. Now, lettuce. Lettuce is another burger thing, It's not as useful as tomatoes, but it's still A tier. Because just plain old lettuce is good, It's just like it's nice and crunchy. So if you put it on anything, it just makes it crunchy, which is good. And the flavor, it's not too strong. It's, like, hydrating, you know what I mean? It's like a cucumber. You know how cucumbers are just hydrating? It's like that. It's good. Now spinach. Spinach. C tier. It's just, like, okay. Maybe B tier, actually. It doesn't belong with these scumbags in C tier. Now we have kale, which does belong with these scumbags. Now we have a pumpkin. Now, you see, pumpkins, you can make pumpkin pie. At least that's what a lot of people would say. But pumpkin pie isn't good. Okay? The whole reason why you only see it at Thanksgiving is because it's not good, right? Like, don't lie, you don't like it. Come on, no one likes it. Like, it's okay at best, but apple pie is superior. Apple pie is just superior. You know what I mean? And if you eat it, like, plain, you can't really eat it plain. You know, you would carve it, but that's not eating it. Doesn't count. D tier. The only good thing you do is carve. And now squash, which is like pumpkin, except like more edible, I'd say. It can be okay in some cases, I guess. So C tier. Carrots, bro. Carrots are amazing, okay? You make carrot cake, you could just eat them plain, you know? You cook them, they're just good. And they taste good too, you know? Now we have ginger. And ginger is so underrated. It's not good, but it's underrated. Because it's okay. But, like, no one ever talks about it, you know what I mean? Ginger, the taste is good. Ginger flavored things, you know, ginger ale, right? That's pretty good. I know it's probably not actually flavored with real ginger. I mean, it might be. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's based off of it, so it's the same thing. Then you ever have ginger just like coated in sugar? That's good too. But also, you know when you have like a tray of sushi and there's wasabi, there's soy sauce, and there's ginger, right? The ginger is better than the wasabi. I don't use the wasabi. It hurts my nose. It's annoying. Like, it doesn't even taste good. It just tastes annoying, if you know what I mean. But ginger tastes good, and then it kind of removes the taste from the first sushi, so you could fully taste, like, the full taste of the next sushi. Right? Isn't that what people say it's used for? Because it works. I'm going to say B tier. Or no, A tier. Yeah, actually, it's so underrated. I'm not even going to lie. A tier. Now celery. This is either B or A, because the taste is good. But those strands always, like, it's like they're trying to assassinate me, you know what I mean? So just because of those strands inside of it is B. And you don't ever really cook it either. But I'm moving it up to A, actually. Because you ever have celery seeds, just like the seasoning? That is so good. It's so good. Like, I can't even explain why it's so good. It's like, if you took celery and, like, refined its flavor into, like, little, like, seeds, you know? I don't know. It's just, honestly, a really underrated seasoning. So, yeah, that kind of brings it up to A tier. You know, when you look at a color, and you just know that if it was an object and not a color, right, you know what it would taste like? Like, is that confusing, or do I make sense? Like, do you ever look at a color and just know what it would taste like? Like, that's what I mean, right? So first we got red. And red would taste like the generic flavor of a candy. Not any sort of flavored candy, just candy. Can you imagine that? Just candy. But if that was a syrup. And that is pretty good. So I'm going to say A. Then we got blue. And you know the smell of static electricity? Like whenever you're taking off your shirt or whatever, or putting on your shirt or something, and it makes all those sparks, and then it smells like, it just smells like electricity. Now, it doesn't taste like anything, but imagine if it did. Imagine if the smell had a taste. You know what I mean? And then imagine if you put a little bit of sugar on that. That's what blue tastes like. So, C tier, because that wouldn't taste very good. Then we got green. Probably one of the worst tasting colors. So, imagine if green was an object, okay? And if you hit it, like, if you hit it with a spoon, it would make like a metal ringing sound, which obviously means that it smells like metal and it tastes like metal, except metal doesn't exactly have a taste, okay? It just has a smell. But imagine if that smell was a taste. That's what green tastes like, and that's D tier, because the smell of metal is not good, therefore the taste of metal is also not good. Now, yellow is probably one of the best tasting colors. It's right next to green, but, you know, they're kind of opposites. Yellow is just pudding, you know? And this one's not very hard to describe. You know what pudding tastes like. It could be vanilla pudding, chocolate pudding, unflavored, just like milk flavored pudding. I don't know. Yeah, S tier. black would taste like cold. Like, imagine if cold had a taste. Just the temperature, cold. That's what black would taste like. And it would be refreshing, which is definitely good. Not good taste, but it would be refreshing. The taste of cold is very refreshing, if I do say so myself. Now, gray. Gray is like if you took chalk and turned it into a powder and ate it. You just smash chalk, like, into a powder and eat it. That's what gray tastes like. And that's C. It's better than green, because green, the taste of the scent of metal is disgusting. Now, white would sting. It would hurt. If you touched it, right? If you touched it with your finger, it wouldn't feel like anything. But if you tasted it, it would just taste like, it would just hurt, right? That's what white would taste like. Yeah, that's D tier, because stinging isn't very good. Now, brown, the scent of almonds, right? You know what I'm getting at? But imagine if it was also combined with the scent of wood, but it's just the scent, not the taste. Because the scent of almonds is different than the taste of almonds. So imagine you take those two together and you just mix them together and form it into a flavor. That's what brown tastes like. Not the bark of the wood, the inside of the wood, right? Not the shell of the almond, the inside of the almond, which would be B tier. Now we have pink. Pink is like, it's like red, but if you added just a little bit of static electricity. So it's like the blue, but it's better, so it's B tier.